Here's the answer key to the quick log practice that I posted. So you should try all these problems first. You probably won't be able to figure out every single one, but hopefully you can figure out a lot of them. And then here I'm going to go through the answers for you. All right, so the first one is actually one of the more complicated ones. The base is b, and then the argument is b to the h. Remember that with the log, we're saying that the base, what exponent can the base be raised to in order for the answer to be b raised to the h power? Okay, so in other words, if we're looking for the other side of this equation, right, then we're saying the base is still b, and what exponent can it be raised to? So let's call that x, that's what we're looking for. And that's equal to that answer, b to the h. Okay, so when you look at it this way, when you turn it into exponential form, b to the x equals b to the h. So therefore the x is equal to h. So this is just equal to h. All right, like I said, that was one of the more tricky ones. This one, log of 1. Okay, now you know that the base here is 10, right? So 10 to what power is equal to 1? 10 to what power equals 1? Hopefully you know that anything raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. Okay, number 3, actually same deal. This is e because it's natural log, but it's e to what power equals 1? That's also going to be 0. Log base 5 of 25. So what power or what exponent goes on 5 to make 25? So it'd be 5 squared. Okay. Now this one we talked about in another context, I think in another video. This is b raised to log base b of h. Remember that the exponent and the log are inverses of each other. So this is just equal to h. Next, we have what power goes on e to make e cubed? Okay, this is similar to those first couple of problems. What power goes on e, because the base is e, to make e cubed? So that is the third power. Okay, this is similar to that. The base is 10. So what power goes on 10 to make 10 to the y? The answer is y. Here, the base is e. So what power goes on e to make e to the y? Still y. Now we have that whole base raised to an exponent that is a log, right? And the natural log means the base is e. So these will undo each other for an answer of x. This is the base b. What exponent goes on b to make 1? Okay, we've done a couple of those. That was like number 2 and number 3. That exponent has to be 0. b to the 0 power would be equal to 1. All right, so now the base is e. So what exponent would make e become 1 over e, right? So e to what power would equal 1 over e? Okay, that's why that is the negative 1 power, because we want to flip the fraction, right? All right, now we have 10 to the log base 10, right? That's that common log. That's equal to y. We have the natural log of e. So that's what exponent goes on e to make e, right? That's the first power. So in other words, this is e to what power is equal to e. Well, you know that anything that doesn't have a power is really the power of 1, or hopefully you know that. All right, let's move this along a little. Okay, that's the bottom of the page there. All right, so what exponent goes on 3 to get 1/9? Okay, how do you get 1/9 from 3? You'd have to square it, and it would have to be negative to flip it to the bottom. What exponent goes on 10, right, to make 0.0001? right? So first of all, you kind of have to think about what number this is. This is the 10th, then the second zero is the 100th, then the thousandth, then the 10,000th. So that number is equal to 1 over 10,000, right? And that is the same as 10 to the negative fourth power, right? Because there are 4 zeros there. So this would be negative 4. Okay. All right, this is e to what power equals negative 3? E to what power equals negative 3? Okay, well, you cannot raise a number to a power and get a negative number, can you? Right? You could raise it to a positive power, not going to happen. Raise it to a negative power, that just flips the fraction. That does not make a negative number. You could do a fractional exponent, but remember, then that would be a root, not a negative number. This is the one that had no solution from those hints. Okay, you cannot get a negative answer. All right, 8 to what power is 8? 1. Okay, 5 to what power is the square root of 125? So let's just tackle that square root of 125. Well, that would be 5 cubed is the 125, and then the square root is the 1/2 power. So this is 5 to the 3/2 power. So our answer is 3/2. Okay, hopefully you got some of those right. Maybe you want to tally up how many you got right and see how you're doing in this section.